Kid created the most thrilling fight in kickboxing history. You've never seen a fight like this. After the fight started, the youngster fearlessly launched an attack on the veteran. But as the first round was about to end, the veteran gave the young man a warning with a fierce knee strike. However, this was just the beginning. The real battle took place in the third round. The youngster responded to the brutal knee strike in the first round with a lightning-fast right heavy punch. Everyone thought the fight was over, but the veteran stood up tenaciously. The youngster was also shocked by this, but what happened next truly stunned everyone present. What's the consequence of being extremely arrogant before a fight? Just look at this boxer. This guy spared no insults before the match, not only humiliating his opponent, but also thoroughly angering the referee. The moment the bell rang, revenge began. Adrian Sanchez refused the fist bump and slammed his missile-like right heavy punch hard onto his opponent's head. This was just an appetizer. Then came another fierce right heavy punch, which clearly dealt a heavy blow to the opponent. Although that villain managed to withstand these two heavy blows, Sanchez's gesture seemed to say, it's not over yet. Immediately, Sanchez threw his devastating right punch for the third time. When his opponent collapsed like a rag doll, the referee took a glance and suddenly recalled this scoundrel's misdeeds before the match. He inconspicuously gave Sanchez a few precious extra seconds, allowing him to rush forward and land those three exhilarating, perfectly executed finishing punches. Did you know these hidden facts about Kiss? Here are 5 hidden facts about the hottest band in the world, Kiss. In 1974, Casablanca Records paid for a full-page ad in Rolling Stone. The band struggled for attention at the time, so the ad was essentially self-promotion. In 1907, they mixed their own blood into the red ink for a Marvel Comics Kiss comic book. Their 1978 movie, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, was so bad it became a cult classic. Kiss were pioneers of band merchandising, creating everything from lunchboxes to pinball machines. Kiss wasn't inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until 2014, despite being eligible since 1999. So, which hidden fact about Kiss blew your mind?
You also have an eye in the Taurus, the eye of Horus. Let's explain a few words. In Mecca, you have the black box, the Kaaba. In my view, that is not the Kaaba, but the Kaaba. And why in Saudi Arabia? Well, that is no coincidence. Plenty of words here with the Kaaba. Let's go to the so-called arch enemies of Saudi Arabia. Some of these words are probably coincidences, but let's go to another crater now, which is very important for our story. For people who saw my video about Atlantis, they know that the reflection in crater Linné is reflected in the firmament as Saturn. Let's make a 3D picture of the crater and move to sunlight. And then you see it's a crater in a crater in a crater. Let's take the Atlantis map and put it on the crater. So Atlantis is Linné, aka Saturn. Let's take a look at the science fiction version. You all probably know the story about this hexagonal shape on Saturn. So what is it? take an example with this child's game. Which form fits in what form? Now let's compare it with the bigger Earth. And let's suggest that every crater has its own electrical pattern. So our crater has the toroid pattern, with in the center the Eye of Horus. You could almost compare it with a left brain and a right brain. Now every biological form created in this crater is following the toroid pattern. So every life form created in Linné is following the counter-rotating pyramid form. That gives us two craters and two electrical patterns. Well, you know the story. The crater Linné Atlantis is flooded, and the whole so-called Egyptian Atlantean civilization is migrating to our crater.
Why they pick
One
on?
boat in particular caught my attention. The bark of Nu-Ankh. What is this energy form? Well, that's for my next video. But what I know is our problems began when the gods landed on Planet of the Apes. This is a battle between two energy patterns. Scientists on Atlantis were experimenting with their counter-rotating devices, and they accidentally created a chain reaction. This shockwave put the Earth out of orbit and created a gigantic tsunami. It also created an RGB effect that would make the sun and the moon both reflections of the blue Earth.
I'm gonna face this way. I'm gonna get my video and image and stuff. Oh, this is whoa, what is that? The heck? Did you guys see that? Was that someone in there? I don't know. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I'm kind of scared. I don't know how far I want to go now. Okay, my video's getting a little bit weird. I'm gonna turn back for a second here. Can't really see too much. It's spooky. We'll do another back in a second. What the heck? Guys, what the heck?
From
Okay,
work,
I'm backing up.
something weird caught everyone's eye. A man was running on the roadside, but not moving an inch. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what was happening. He was stuck in place, legs running full speed, like some glitch had frozen him mid-motion. The strangest part? He didn't even realize it. And after a few seconds, the glitch passed, and he continued running normally, just like that, as if nothing had happened. Floating just above the ground, not flying up, not falling down, just stuck, hovering in place, like it's frozen in time. Many people are seen around it, all looking up in shock, and online, opinions went wild. Some believed it was a glitch in the universe, that it got stuck between dimensions. Others said it had to be some kind of trick or illusion. Disappearance glitch. A couple was sitting outside a cafe, just relaxing like anyone else. But then, something totally unusual happened. They suddenly vanished. Gone. Completely disappeared like they were never even there. People nearby were shocked and confused, looking around, trying to understand what just happened. One second they existed, the next, nothing. I don't think the couple was mysterious. Maybe it was a glitch in the Matrix. A small error, and they slipped out of reality. Regular basketball match. A player jumped to score, ball in hand. But when the ball was about to slip from his grip, his hand stretched longer, wider, and for a few seconds, it didn't look human at all. It looked like a reptile's hand. He grabbed the ball midair and scored. No one noticed. Everything went on like nothing ever happened.
So I wanted to share something with y'all I haven't seen anybody else ever talk about.
Once you see it, you'll never unsee it. See how the buildings are designed to fit in these points? That's Lincoln Park, and that is the Capitol building. When they're hiding something from you, they're lying to you. So we all know about this at the White House, right? I mean, even the History Channel showed us this. Everything's on point. You see what I'm talking about? Buildings are angled right to fit in there. This is all by design. It's almost like the Capitol building is the capstone of this pyramid right here, ain't it? There's way more in here that nobody's shown that I haven't seen, and I want to show y'all, so follow me.
We saw a pyramid. What is this in China? Okay, y'all, so they told us that the beings, the alien, the extraterrestrials were coming in a few weeks, and they might be early, y'all, and China is its first stop, because what is this in the skies of China, y'all? Look at this, and then y'all see this? Hold on. What is this? I saw this thing look like it was running on the clouds. Look at that, y'all. Look. What is this? It's running on the clouds, right? Look at this. What is that, y'all? And then it looks like it jumps out and flies. What? And then it pulls back. What is that? But this, y'all, what is going on? Y'all see this? Hold on. So as I was playing with the video, zooming in and out, I also saw this entity on this thing. What? First of all, what is this, y'all? This thing is glowing up in the sky like a chariot. Is that a mothership? Is that it looks like some type of golden mothership, right? They've been talking about the golden age. I don't know if it's the light that's obfuscating off of it, but it looks like some type of golden mothership. So yes, can somebody tell us what is going on in China? And y'all see the clouds, right? It's literally in the clouds. Y'all see that? Look how dense these clouds are. But the light is reflecting perfectly off of this. And then what is this? What is this thing running on the clouds? Let's shake this video.
Please tell me y'all saw the dude from My Chemical Romance. I think his name is Gerard. Morph into a demon mid-performance at his concert a couple days ago. If you didn't see it, trigger warning. If you're easily scared, click off the video right now. But this is what he looked like. Yes, this is that same man. Complete morphing into a demon, a reptilian, if you will. This is what he morphed into. And we see these a lot with these celebrities, these musicians on stage. They will somehow trigger a alter ego, and then they will morph. And now here's the video for context.
Damn.
But it was twice. I don't know if y'all saw initially, he morphed, he went back to himself, and then he morphed again at the end of that little clip. And we see these things happen so often. I'm not very familiar with My Chemical Romance. I don't know any songs by him. What I do know is that I believe he makes it's like heavy metal music and like that rock star type of stuff. And we know that the demons heavily influence that kind of music, all music, but for sure that kind of music. And so if you are listening to this and you should probably stay away from things like this, because when people start to morph into demons, that means that they are being inspired by demons, if not an actual demon.
The door, open, a round door, like in the Stargate. And I don't know if it's as big. Yeah, there is one picture that the person is quite small, actually, on it. You can go and look for those interested. Go and type CERN, portal, LHC, door, and you will see. So, in front of the door, they have a room. They probably have many doors, but they have a room, and they sit around the table. And I said, so, yeah, what happened? He said, well, an entity came from this portal. And like it sat at the table. I was like, but how is this? What do you mean entity? Is it a person? Is it an alien? What color? Are they like us? And they couldn't answer anything. They said, no, it's not. We know. We just know it. And they cannot describe it, but they have it secondhand. It's not third, fourth. It's a very good friend who knows.
That's right.
You have to find something more, because that's not enough. And there's zero proof that they bring that it gave something, there's some document. And they said this entity the second time took a scarf and left a scarf. I said, what type of scarf? And they don't know. They're not into the detail. They were really into the event and not the detail. And this entity left the game. So that's the scoop that started me trying to look for that. And so.
The video appears to show an apparition leaning forward into view, and you can even make out what looks like a single eye. Could this have been the restless spirit of a prisoner who once suffered within these walls? If it wasn't a ghostly figure, then what else could it have possibly been? There were no staff members nearby, and nothing about it resembled an ordinary person. To make things even stranger, Tony claims that moments after asking aloud for any spirits to manifest in the window, he captured yet another apparition on camera.
Are you able to show yourself, please? Try and appear by that window, by the brick wall at the end.
So, what do you think? Could this be further confirmation of the powerful paranormal energy said to linger in the Hearst Castle? Or is there another explanation hidden in the shadows? A man named Marcio Sanchez works at a funeral home, where one of his co-workers recently began reporting strange and unsettling occurrences inside the facility. Oddly enough.
Alright, so I know it's been a little bit since we did a conspiracy and film episode, but hopefully this one's worth the wait. Today we're going to talk about Jordan Peele's Us. Obviously we all know about the Tethered, which are pretty much doppelgangers that live underground. But to me, the details about them are what make the film feel like it's quietly nodding about a dozen different real-world conspiracies. I mean, for one, it opens up with the text that there are thousands of miles of abandoned tunnels underneath the United States. There's subways, old mine shafts, service tunnels, and you know how much I like to talk about tunnels. But these are supposedly where the government hides experimental tech and human experiments, or even entire secret populations. To me, the film kind of implies that the Tethered are a failed cloning program designed to control the population from underground. It lands right in the sweet spot of urban legends about black budget science projects. And also, there's the rabbits. To me, they're pretty much saying these are a symbol for lab experimentation. Because in the real world, rabbits are test animals for countless scientific projects, but here they double as a nod to the idea of going down the rabbit hole. And we all know that's pretty much just the deeper, obsessive curiosity that gets you deeper into conspiracy territory. And we can't forget about that Hands Across America ending. There's so many online forums about just this ending if you look deep enough, but to me it kind of seems like it's feel-good activism can mask deeper problems. Hands Across America was a real event in 1986. It was meant to bring attention fighting poverty and homelessness. There's also a lot of biblical 11/11 imagery in this movie that I won't really touch on, but this one will definitely be a deep dive video in the future because I have so much I want to talk about with this one. I mean, because whether you think this is social commentary in disguise or an actual nod to real underground horrors depends on how far you go down, the rabbit hole. Because to me, this one points to so much real-world stuff. Government experiments, hidden tunnel networks, abandoned secret projects, animal symbolism, massive public ritual with the ending. I love all of Jordan Peele's movies, but this one is the top for me.
I'm sorry, but the biggest brainwash has to be Dave & Buster's. Because what do you mean we're spending like almost $100 just for me to get a $2 prize? And we're like getting competitive, trying to win these tickets. Like, we gotta get more tickets to get a bigger prize. I can go to the dollar store and get this for $1. But Dave & Buster's made this system so that we spend so much money and care just to get a $1 prize? What?
Us from Mars.
Who's they?
NASA. This is from Devon Island in Canada.
Who gave you those photos? Because those are the same picture, colored differently, with no sources on them.
Okay, you got me. In fact, I cannot prove the legitimacy of these photos. Or this photo right here. Or this one right here. Because where these photos used to belong, as you can see, the cosmic object you were looking for has disappeared beyond the event horizon. They were scrubbed. Yes, these are the exact same photo after selecting auto-tone in Photoshop.
Devon Island is real, though. If I zoom in this isolated region of Canada, I can find a research base with NASA equipment. I mean, look at this, a NASA sticker. This is Google Earth. You can go check it out. Over here, you can see a van with a NASA sticker. This says Mars over here.
Thanks for clarifying this, because that's what the whole conspiracy is about. You know that NASA is on Devon Island, and we know that all the pictures that they take for Mars are from Devon Island.
Very similar to Mars. These are real photos. Here's Devon Island. Here's Mars.
What's your source? Those are real photos? Is your source NASA? Hey, even if this photo has zero legitimacy whatsoever, let's see why we should trust NASA.
It looks like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still? See the hair?
Yeah, no, we definitely see your hair there, and we see it going completely straight up because it's hairspray. Why aren't your chains floating? Let's keep on rolling, though. Let's have a look at this harness grab. Why does he grab a harness? I thought they should be just floating in space. Look at him grab the harness. Clearly, he's grabbing the harness. It's plain as day. This guy's just picking up and moving objects at will. Got this dude floating in the background. That's a harness. That's another harness, guys. Look at that. Just floating away with his harness. There's the disappearing man. Whoa, what happened there? Whoa. It's magic. Must be because they're in space. Yeah, that makes sense. And this dude, pulling apart a screw, drops on the ground. Why don't you drop on the ground? Why isn't it floating? Let's have a look at the technology we went to the moon with that would cost $22 billion to build today. This is what we went to the moon with, guys. How did $1 billion organization like NASA lose this technology and we can't go back to the moon? And you think we're taking pictures of Mars? It's hysterical. That is tinfoil. There's more tinfoil for you. This is what you think we went to the moon with. Yeah, okay. Let's believe NASA, guys. That's a good source. And I'll leave you with this. This is what Mars really looks like under a Nikon P1000. Camera that was discontinued after involvement with NASA. Does this look like a physical object to you guys? Don't believe people like that. Or they're likely paid to deceive humanity. What the stars and the planets really are. They're frequencies of light within the waters above, just like all of our ancestors told us. The real truth to everything is found within. Peace and